to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, punks start recording now, and This Week in Assholes, and one of our favorite restaurant chains is closing down, and we have a new segment called Are You Ready for the Lies? And we'll get into that here a little bit more as the show progresses on. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Have you pulled your hair out? I'm looking at my hair in the camera here, and my hair is getting way out of control. Even the little 9-year-old neighbor kid goes, Mr. Deacon, I can cut your hair for if you want. And he's got like the typical, clip at home 9-year-old boy haircut. And I said, no, I'm good. My wife, rubs my head like a bowling ball. Not that I'm bald, but with all my hair and stuff. And she's rolling around. She's like, no, this is what he calls his COVID haircut. And everyone out there has got it. My beard's getting long. I look like Uncle Jesse from the Dukes of Hazzard. But yeah, everything, you look at yourself and you just go, holy Jesus, thank God I'm locked up. If I was out in public and this was my style, I'd look like hell. Speaking of hell, we have gone here at the French, we have gone through, I'm giving up on humanity. I'm giving up on just mankind in general. I'm just giving up. I'm giving up. I am going to start a cult. You guys are welcome to join me, hop on board, do something, for those like-minded people, even those, negative-minded people. But this whole week, just in the news, I saw a bunch of articles. We'll dive in here in the show. But here at the French, just one of the little things that got me, this is where it all started. So my wife, on Monday morning, she works from home, and now we rely on internet. 80% of the United States relies on an internet for some sort of either entertainment or work. I guess it would be 100%. Because if you're that 2% out in the woods somewhere, you don't have internet, and you don't need it for work because you're out in the woods. What are you going to do? You don't need that to chop down trees, I guess. I don't know. But here at the French, it was Sunday night. We were wrapping up, we had a beautiful weekend. We had a lovely weekend. We went down the Lowe's, and I'll get into that story here in a little bit with my wife. She had a fit. And, I've been working on the tack room. We're putting the drywall up and putting the screws in the thing. You need 32 screws per sheet of 8 foot, 32 square foot of drywall. You need 32 screws in that. So, we're wrapping it up and we're relaxing. We brought the horses, all the horses into on our property. We have a fenced-in backyard for our personal use. Like if we want to kick the ball around or not me and my wife are out there kicking a soccer ball back and forth to each other. But it's kind of breaks us off from the actual French. But the grass back there is primo. And so we took some of the horses and brought them into the backyard, which is fenced in. And my wife, we just sat there on the back porch, and literally the horses would come up to the back porch and kind of stick their head, up on the back porch and then walk off. And then, they'd eat some grass over here. As long as they didn't eat the leaves off the trees that we have here. We have a bunch of fruit trees and stuff. So that was the end of the sun's going down. We're relaxing. I'm taking a sip of the, what is that, Screwball, that peanut butter whiskey. Holy Jesus, I call that the mind eraser. So we're wrapping up our day, and then we sit down, and we're like, all right, made dinner, and the TV in the kitchen, TV in the kitchen is on a digital antenna. So we're watching the news and figuring out what's going on for the next day and things you do, like farm stuff. So we wrap it up, and we're laying in bed. I said, well, do you want to watch something on TV? She's like, sure. I'll go take a shower, and you find us something on TV. So we have a Fire Stick, so I'm looking. Fire Stick's not on. So she goes out, and she's like, I got to check on something for work. So she goes out to her work desk and turns on the computer and stuff. She's like, we have no internet. I'm like, what? And I go, well, yeah, the Fire Stick's not working either. We must have reset, rebooted everything on our router and everything, and finally called I think it's Time Warner, Spectrum, whatever they're at now. Our internet's out. How does the internet go out? Well, I know how the internet goes out. You've got everyone. It broke in this little small area. The internet broke in this area. Just in our small little town, our small little community, something happened. I think someone hit a wire or something, dug up a wire, or actually probably wrapped themselves around one of those poles that had the internet bus that shoots it out to all the neighborhoods. So the internet was out. And of course, she calls Spectrum and press 1 for this and press 2 for that. Nothing. Yes, the internet's out in your area. Okay, so now she's freaking out. By this time, it's like 9:30 at night. I'm like, babe, you know what? I'm going to just sit here. I got my cell phone. I'll just sit here and play my little game on my phone. And you play on your tablet. She can't listen. She's got books on tape or books on, through Spotify or whatever. iHeartRadio. And, she can't get to she has to use her tablet doesn't have, her tablet's only Wi-Fi, I guess is what I'm saying. And that's where all her books and stuff are at. So she can't even listen to books. So she's sitting there. She's like, you know what? Let's just go to bed. Let's just call it a day. It was a beautiful weekend. It was fun while it lasted. Let's just go to bed. All right. So we went to bed. So we're laying in bed. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do? She's like, I don't know, because now I can't sleep. I'm like, well, let's hopefully they'll fix it overnight and we'll get up in the morning and deal with it. So the morning comes. I get out. Do the horses, do the chickens, do the cattle, do all the stuff. I'm driving around the little side-by-side, and I come back up to the house, and, she's getting ready and doing all her inside stuff, setting up her laptop, trying to get on the internet. I'm like, babe, no internet? Nope, no internet still. And I'm like, ready for this? Mr. Smart Guy over here. I'm like, babe, doesn't your car, your fancy car that we spent all that money on, isn't it a hotspot? Yeah, but it's 3G. 3G is better than no G, OG. Let's fire up your car and drive it around to your side of the office. Now, her office is in this, huge foyer. I don't know what you would call it. It's a huge room. It's like 35 by 35 feet. And her office is in one corner of the room, which also doubles as our theater room. That's why theater room's in there. It's a big room. So I try to get the car, fire up the car, make sure that it's connecting to her phone as she's sitting in the car. Yep, it's connecting to the phone, her work phone. All right, so I'm connected to the car through my phone. So she starts walking inside. So she's got to go up, a small little 5 steps to get in the house. And I'm trying to get the car as close to the building as I can. Well, I can't do that because, you've got landscape, you've got rocks, you've got pots and things that are in the way. You can't drive this car over that type. It's not that kind of car. It'd scratch the rims. Oh, that would piss me off. That would piss us both off. So I got as close as we could, and I got the window down, and she's got the window open to the house. She's like, all right, move forward a little bit. It's like the old school days when, the husband's up on top of the roof trying to fix the antenna. Is the picture good? Yeah, no, to the left. No, right there. No, back. No. So finally, her computer does hook up to the car in the the hotspot. It's 3G, so it doesn't have enough bandwidth to communicate. She's got to be that rapid speed because she's dealing with a lot of information. Anyway, so long story short, the car didn't work. I put it in reverse and backed into the garage, sat down, and walked inside. And by the time I got back inside, this is around 9 o'clock now in the morning, I got back inside and I sat, she's got a little couch right there next to her desk and stuff. And I kind of sat on the couch and I go, so what are you going to do? And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, she got like something on her email on her phone because the email still works, cellularly through the airwaves and stuff, not Wi-Fi. Oh my God. And then she's click. No, we have internet. Everything's good. And I'm like, oh, well, there's one bullet I don't have to swallow today. Jesus Christ. I understand it. She's a very important person. She works from home and she's got a lot of responsibilities. If she doesn't have the internet, she's literally cut off from all communications to all the people that she's responsible for. So there you go. Internet went out. Small little crisis, completely diverted. I always say converted, but always diverted. at the house. So that's how our week started. Now, believe me, it gets a little weirder and gets a little worse in the French and in the news. And I'm supposed to be light and fluffy this week. It's hard to find a story that doesn't have to deal with the coronavirus. And believe me, I'm not going to talk, give you numbers. You're tired of it. You've been beaten in the head with coronavirus numbers. I'm just going to tell you a couple stories. We're going to get in a bunch of little stories, little happy stories, little stories that make you go, oh, really? I didn't know that. And a couple stories that you're like, oh, man, that kind of sucks. But it's the reality of the world that we're living in right now. So welcome to your weekly, daily distraction. You're listening to DeaconLive right here on Prophet Radio. Stick around. I'll be right back. Welcome back to DeaconLive. You can call us at the station at any time at 407-448-8800. Text us live at any time at the Queen City Studio, located just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. Make sure you follow us on our social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on all our social links, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, and all that stuff. It's all located there as well. We also have video that matches up, that is in tandem with every podcast that we do. And unfortunately, I haven't put the last one up from the Not the Same podcast. I haven't put that video. I haven't edited it down, is basically what's happened. I haven't gotten into that because of this week and the things that have been going on. Well, what's been going on, Deacon? Well, let me tell you. So we went to Lowe's. We've been working on our tack room. Just give you a little short background. We have a 20 some odd acre property here. We have a huge barn down there, and most of the stalls, we have a wash rack, and all the horse stalls, the animal stalls, are finished, except for one stall, which is the same size as the one room that's the same size as all the stalls, is not finished. It was a dirt floor, and we were going to build. We had the option of having them build us a tack room, but it's a cookie cutter punch out. This is the way it's going to look. My wife and I, we wanted a bathroom in there. We wanted a shower in there. We wanted, a place for storage and food for the horses and for the cattle and stuff. And we wanted to make it our own. So we also wanted, 10 foot tall and all this other stuff. So we've been working on that, and we've been doing drywall. So, and my wife and I, we put up the drywall, and, it's really, it's really a test of, how much you love each other when you sit there. And it's been years since I've hung drywall. And my wife, she's very technically inclined and mechanically inclined, but she understands the properties of how it goes up. What we don't understand together is how we work together as far as, I don't see the picture, or you just see the picture. This is going to go here and this has got to go here. And, well, I don't see that. But, we didn't tear each other's throat out. We just had a good time, put on some good music, had a beer or two, put the drywall up. We had a good time. We enjoyed each other's company doing that out there. Now, as I said, we got some drywall, so that meant a trip to Lowe's. Now, a trip to Lowe's for you and everyone else is fine because you've been there probably a couple times, if not several times during this whole stay-at-home thing. Well, my wife, as you know, I do all the shopping. I go out there and go through the battlefields and stuff. My wife wanted to get out of the house, which you can't blame her. She wanted to get out of the house and at least see other people, that had no fur or feathers on them. I said, all right, well, let's get up in the morning and we'll go to Lowe's and get what we need to get. Now, she's heard all the stories and she's seen all the emails about, the distancing and walking up and down the aisles in the direction that they tell you to. So we get in, we literally walked in the front door of Lowe's. We get out of the car and she's like, dum, 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 dum. We get to the front door and she grabs the shopping cart, and I got to get one of the flatbed lumber cart things for the drywall. So we're walking through, and literally people are just walking around like nothing's going on. And she is like, what's wrong? Nothing. Just go, move. And we go down this way, and I'm like going, she looks at the arrows on the floor. She's like, we can't go down that aisle. I'm like, I know, babe, but we can go down the next aisle. Because I'm trying to show her that I follow the rules and everyone should follow the rules. Okay. And as we're going down the correct aisle and trying to come back, 3 people are coming the opposite directions. She literally grabs my arm. You've seen this face before on your significant other, where they talk to you through your teeth and they're looking at you with wide open eyes, and they go, "What are these people doing?" And I'm like, "I know, babe. They just don't care." And so she's like, "Okay, I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking. Babe, come on. It's okay." So you get out in the big aisles. "Babe, just stand here for a minute. I'll go get this and I'll go." When it was all said and done, we got the car loaded. We got the trailer loaded with all the drywall and stuff. She's like, "Oh my God. No wonder this disease is spreading all over the place. No one's paying any attention. Half of them have masks on, half of them don't." She was pissed that she forgot hers. But I mean, it's the nature of what's going on. Oh, it's not going to affect me. But yet everyone's got like the mask covering their mouth and not their nose and stuff. And so she's realizing this. So she's getting the reality of what's going on in the world, because unfortunately I want to say she's sheltered, working from home all the time. Because she's not. She sees the news and she sees all the articles and stuff. But I mean, she hasn't physically gotten into it. So it was kind of a world shock for her to be out in public. I felt bad for her. I really did. As soon as we got in the car, hand sanitizer right in her, and she's doing her armpits, she's doing under her arms, she's doing under her neck and around her ears and her face. Like, really, babe? Really? You got to do all that? I do exaggerate a little bit, but for the most part, she was panicking. She was freaking out. And the day went on and everything was good. So, yeah, there you go. That's my wife going to the Lowe's thing. But it's overwhelming if you aren't out in the public and seeing what's going on. It made me upset the other day when I was walking through Walmart and they just started putting the directional signals on the floor. I'd see someone come in from the other side. I literally would just stop, stare at them like, "Do you know what you're doing?" And they would, catch my eye and look at me and then look down like a shamed puppy. "Oh, I'm looking for sugar. I'm looking for something over here on the ground. I'm sorry." And then I went today. Guess what? They're all gone. All those little directional things on the Lowe's, the Walmart floor, they're all gone on the short aisles. The long aisles, they still have the big arrows, stay 6 feet from each other. But the short, cut through aisles for the freezer aisle, and then the pancake aisle, and then the peanut butter aisle, and then all those are all gone. They're all gone. And people are still trying to talk to me with their mask on. I got my headphones on. I don't listen to them. So when we come back, let's get into some of I wasn't going to say meat and potatoes of the show. I know that's what you're thinking of. Let's get into the guts of the show. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment is brought to you by Mikey Hamptons and the Meows and their new song Dreamwave from the new album called Okay, I'm Ready to Rock Now. And I just actually got done talking to Mikey the other day and asked him how he was doing during this whole pandemic, and he said, "I'm sleeping a lot and I'm writing new music and stuff." So if you're a big fan of Mikey Hamptons and the Meows, he's got some new music coming up. So hopefully we'll hear from him later on as time goes on, as this pandemic makes us stay at home. I heard they're opening up some of the restaurants and some of the things down in Florida. So hopefully North Carolina and the rest of the union will follow right behind them as well. Now, for all you punk rockers out there, I was a big punk rock fan. Now, I always tell this story. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast or not. I remember being in 5th or 6th grade, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. I was in elementary school. And I used to listen to bands like Rotting Fetus, Corrosion of Conformity. Let's see, who else did I listen to? DRI. All these really, really fast punk rock type bands. And only because at that time I wasn't introduced to radio. I didn't know what, radio was your parents' things. As your kid. Now, today's kids, they're 4 or 5 years old. They're walking around with a freaking MP3 or an iPad or whatever, listening to the music. But when I was growing up, I would get a tape recording of a tape recording of a tape recording of all these punk rock bands. Now, I used to skateboard a lot, as I think, 80%, if not 60% of the males between, the late 70s and early 80s used to do, because that was a thing. That was what everyone did. Kind of like today's kids doing Fortnite. And along with the skating mentality came all the music that came with it. So, Minor Threat was a big band out there. Now, for you punk rockers out there, starting, excuse me. So there was a record label out there that was kind of like the cutting edge or the startup of a lot of the punk rock scene as far as a major record label, and that record label was called Discord Records. Now, they were owned by Ian MacKaye and also another gentleman and Jeff Nelson. Now, what Discord Records is doing right now because of the stay-at-home thing is we missed the first one, which is May 1st. Unfortunately, I'm just getting this article now. Is they are releasing their whole entire catalog for you to download for free, but they're only on certain days. So mark your calendar right now, June 5th, from midnight to midnight, you are able to download all your favorite bands from Discord Records, and also July 3rd of the same year, same time too, midnight to midnight. So you ask yourself, well, who's on Discord Records? Well, I'll tell you. You've got the staple of the whole entire record scene, or the Discord record bands, is Minor Threat. Then you got Government Issue, The Faith, Void, Iron Cross, Embrace, Rites of Spring, Nation of Ulysses, Scream, Soulside, SOA, The Teen Idols, Grey Matter, Jawbox, and Marginal Man. Also, Dag Nasty, which is another band that I really liked, Lungfish, and Fugazi. Fugazi really took off, but again, it's the lead singer of Minor Threat, so it's kind of his band the same way. So yeah, if you're a big punk rock guy, you want to download some free music from Discord, and even, just go steal it from someone. But I mean, those were the days. A lot of people listen to like old. I mean, there's a format for radio stations, the way they play their music today. For example, you got your classic rock stations, and I was driving around today doing the shopping and stuff at the Walmart, and put it on the classic rock, just kind of thumbing through, going to station to station, classic rock station, and more than a feeling, everyone knows that song, and I'm like, God damn, what year did that come out? 80 something? So that song's like over 40 years old, right? Let's see, 20 and 20. Yeah, so it's well over 40 some odd years old. And they're still playing it. There's still radio stations that are still playing songs that are over 40 years old. Now, here's the sad part. I go over to, 101.4, the new rock station. And they're playing like Metallica and Pearl Jam. And I'm like going, well, Jesus Christ. What's the draw? What's the deadline? What's the cutoff of when they can play these songs? So, yeah, there you go. Discord is letting you download all these songs from the late 70s, early 80s. They had some 90s hits in there, so Discord Records, if you're a big punk fan or just like that whole punk scene and that sound, that gritty, grungy sound. Not grunge, because it's not grunge rock, but that whole raw sound. Oh. All right, when we come back, I'm going to get into This Week in Asshole, so stick around. Speaking of punk rock, you're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You just heard Mike Hampton's and the Meows with their new song called Dreamwave, and that is from their new album coming out called Okay, I'm Ready to Rock Now, and you can find them on Reverb Nation, iHeart, or iTunes, Spotify, CD Baby, etc., etc., etc. Check them out. They're not a punk rock type sound, but they do have a real good feel for them, or feel to them. Now, I told you last week, week before, my wife and I wanted to get out of the house, and we were desiring some Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and we were just, service was shit, everything was shit. Well, come to find out, Dunkin' Donuts right now, are you ready for this? This is such bullshit. Dunkin' Donuts is now selling DIY donut kits that come with a variety of sprinkles and frosting. Dunkin' Donuts has never failed to offer the variety of donuts, but how much fun would it be to create your own? Now eating donuts will be a whole activity for the family because of certain locations are doing the DIY donut kits. Now what they've done is it's a half dozen donuts, and they give you like the little, if you ever bought like nachos at the stadium, the little plastic round cup with the lid on it, and it's probably like 2 ounces, maybe that. It's a do-it-yourself donut kit that you do at home. And what they give you is they give you the plain donuts with a variety of frostings and sprinkle. One location has a 4 donut option with two frostings, chocolate, vanilla, and 2 varieties of sprinkle for $8. $8 for 2 donuts. Are you listening to me? 2 donuts 2 vanilla frostings. No, a chocolate and vanilla and 2 sprinkles for $8. Hey, you know what they're saying? Basically, we fired everyone. We can't have anyone working here. And we have no one to now, granted, the donuts come in frozen anyways. They just thaw them out. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, they don't make the donuts anymore in locations, but still, now they're making these kits. They're charging double the price and making you put them together. What a fucking ripoff. Yeah, screw you, Duncan. Screw you, Duncan. That's all I have to say. I just saw that and I'm like going, really? I'm going to make my own donuts? The reason why I go to Dunkin' Donuts outside of their coffee is that you guys have got somewhat fresh donuts. And yeah, by the way, they haven't made their own donuts in God knows how many years. Remember the commercials have gone away? Now, that's why, because they don't make them at the in location anymore, because there's no consistency. They were making the donuts big and making the donuts small. Oh, there you go. Now, in this week in assholes, speaking of assholes, this young lady here, let me get, I can switch pages here. Are you familiar with Sidewalk Susan? Some people's only pleasure is making other people miserable. So this woman is dubbed I think of Subway. I got a story about them too. This woman is dubbed Sidewalk Susan by Twitter. She's a real gem of a lady. In this viral video, Miss Susan is seen spraying down the sidewalk with a powerful hose. Was there dog poop on it? Was there someone vomit? No. This is exactly what happened. This is the reaction and the results of her spraying down this huge parking lot. Now the video is this little girl. She's got her little galoshes on and a little pink jacket on, and of course her mom's filming it because why not? And listen to her reaction.
It's okay.
The picture's making
If she splashes us, we'll call the cops for her. But we just stand right here. No one's gonna touch this again, okay?
So what she's doing is there's this, community, the common area, the parking area in this apartment complex. The little girl stuck at home. She's taking sidewalk chalk and, she's probably 5 years old, if not 4 years old, enough to carry on a conversation and understand what's going on. She's drawn like crazy. Kids aren't that good artists, so there's all these like crazy googly eye people, and I'm sure you draw the house and Jeremy arms raised in a V. It's Pearl Jam. Thank you very much. I'm here all week. Tip your waitress. Try the roast beef. But she's spraying down all these chalk drawings that this young girl has spent all day. It's a beautiful day. It looks like the sun is just setting, and now this lady comes out, Sidewalk Susan.
I hope you're so proud of yourself.
What are you going to do when it rains?
I hope you're so proud of yourself. And the lady's like, well, what are you going to do when it rains?
Exactly. When it rains, it rains.
Yeah. And this will be gone then too.
Yeah, and that's fine.
We don't want to have...
Yeah. If it rains, it rains. That's a thing of nature. It might not rain today. I mean, I'm looking at the sky in the video here. You're watching this on our live video feed. And the way you do that is go to profitradio.com, click on DeaconLive. You can see the video for this with the podcast. And you can see birds are chirping. Birds don't chirp when rain's coming.
We have to look down at this mess.
So don't look at the mess.
We live here.
Don't look at the mess.
She's like, I don't want to look down at this mess. Well, we live here. I live here too. Go ahead and cue the kid one more time in there.
And this will be gone then too.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's okay.
The picture's making
If she splashes us, we'll call the cops for her. But we just stand right here. No one's gonna touch this again, okay?
She's so upset, and the lady has she's got one of those Butch Dyke fucking haircuts, and she's probably mid-60s. She's got like a black jogger, fucking just a miserable fucking Roseanne. I almost said Roseanne McDonald. Roseanne O'Donnell. What's her name? Fucking haircut. She's just spraying the thing down. Like, I don't want to look at this. This is horrible.
I hope you're so proud of yourself.
Yeah, there you go. So that lady, this week in assholes. Now, I know a lot of people out there. A lot of people out there are getting out of the house. They're moving around. They're jogging. They're riding their bicycle. I see them all the time. Not around here. But I see the videos, I see the pictures of everyone posting on Facebook, and everyone's having a good time. They're waiting to go back, get back into the gyms, get back to their normal lives. But sometimes it is a little stressful. I mean, that lady right there was like, I don't want to sit out here every day. I'm locked in my house. I don't want to look at this shit on the ground in this parking lot. So I'm going to spray all this little girl's drawings off of the concrete here. So this woman here looked like, I don't know, she was out for a jog. This video, of course, everything's mid-video here. This lady right here is running or walking or doing something. She's got an outfit on where she's doing some kind of physical activity outside. And she's come up to a four-way intersection. And I say a four-way, 2 lanes going that way, 2 lanes coming this way. There's a traffic light there. So there's a huge crosswalk across the street. Crosswalk. That's what they call that there, Deacon. Good job. Now, I used to ride my bicycle all the time from my house in downtown Orlando. I'd ride it all over downtown Orlando, and I would get pissed. I would get pissed when this happens because it's kind of like, hey, this is made for me. Could you not do it? Or I just give them like the stink eye and stuff. But this lady just took it to the extreme. Now, it's really hard to hear, so I'm gonna turn this up, and hopefully you guys can hear it. Make sure all the volumes and levels, and here we go. So it's the video starts with a guy. You're sitting behind a guy in your car. You're sitting in front of or behind a guy. In front of you has this lady, this white car sitting in the middle of literally in the middle of a crosswalk. So this lady, she's got cargo shorts on, fashion mistake number 1. And she's got a fanny pack on, fashion mistake number 2. So you can already see her mindset's already there. Her choice of her judgment's not there as far as fancy clothes wise. And she's yelling at this crossover BMW that's sitting in the middle of the crosswalk. Oh! So what she does, she wears back and throws her elbow into the window. Let me see if you can hear that again. Back this up. She's like, out of the crosswalk, this is my area. Oh, now she's kicking the side. She kicked it so hard her earbuds almost came out. Oh, now she's got the door open. She's opening and slamming the door. Now she's going around the car. Fuck you. One more. Gives it a scream. And on about your day. I mean, I can understand a car blocking the crosswalk. I'd walk up to the car and go, hey, kind of blocking, doing, can you move back a little bit? Can you move forward a little bit? You've done wrong. This lady completely lost her shit. Because the car was blocking the crosswalk. And I understand that, especially if you're on a bicycle and you're supposed to be Deacon, you're supposed to walk your bike across the crosswalk. Didn't your crossing guards in elementary school teach you that? No, man, I was listening to punk rock music. I was telling them to F off. So, but I understand that when they're blocking the crosswalk, that's your little area. So this lady kind of took it out of control. All right, so we'll come back. We'll do a little bit more light and fluffy stuff. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on our social networks. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com. You can click on all the stuff that connects us to you and you to us. And make sure when you're listening to the Deacon Live podcast, you subscribe to us. Leave us a review, whether it be good or bad. That's fine. I'm okay with bad reviews. And good reviews. I like the good reviews. But the bad reviews, I can take those just as well. I got big shoulders. My feelings aren't easily crushed unless you say something personally about me, like you stink or something like that. Like physically stink, not... Anyways. And while you're doing that, you ever... Well, just make sure you go there and connect us to you and you to us. Now, one thing, talking about liking social pages and stuff, people are getting bored with their news feeds. I don't know if you've noticed this at all. I've noticed it a lot. Is friends of yours on your Facebook, your friends list, are starting to like pictures that were like a couple years old. And what I'm finding out that people are doing, and I'm not the only one. I was talking to a couple people the other day, standing in line at Walmart, 6 feet away, in the wrong aisle, saying that, why is someone liking my pictures from like 2016? Well, everyone's getting bored of their news feed, because they're all tired of looking at Corona and the death toll rate on this, and people aren't working and people are doing this. So people are actually going through to remember the good times. Remember when we could go out and party and sit at the bar and have a good time and sit around a fire pit with all your friends and family and stuff. So I've noticed that a lot of people are going back through old pictures of, the DeaconLive podcast and all that stuff, and liking old photos of stuff that you've done in the past. So I just think it's kind of funny that people are doing that. And it makes sense. It totally makes sense. 6 months ago, you would think that person was a stalker. But now it's just kind of like, oh, that person really, really, is really, really bored, wants to remember what it's like going out to have friends. So it's kind of like a social, I wish I was there type, the postcard. I wish I was there. That looked really cool. We should really hang out sometime. I really like the fire that you had and the beer that you're drinking and all that stuff. So one thing that I really like is this one restaurant. And every time we go, because we don't have any up here in the Carolinas. Well, we do have close, but not close enough. There's a restaurant every time we went down to downtown Orlando or the Orlando area, Central Florida. I made sure that my wife and I, or just myself, would stop by this restaurant because for whatever reason, there's something about their zesty Italian dressing, their salad dressing was just phenomenal. I've tried to recreate it here at the house. I've looked online to try to figure out how it's made, if I can buy it, if they sell it. I worked for PepsiCo and Cisco for many years growing up in school, and we used to ship out, the jugs, the half-gallon jugs and the 1-gallon jugs of like the ranch dressing and stuff to like the Pizza Hut and Taco Bell and all the other places that uses a salad dressing. We would ship it out, and I would buy like the raspberry vinaigrette one for, I forget who it was we were shipping it to, but I would have a gallon or a half-gallon jug, like a milk jug of this the raspberry vinaigrette dressing, and I used that for last months. But the zesty Italian dressing at this one restaurant, you've got those favorite places where you love their whatever chimichurri sauce or whatever sauce. I love the zesty Italian dressing at this restaurant, and as of the end of this year, unfortunately, my favorite restaurant, my wife says, well, I don't know if it's her favorite, but all Sweet Tomato, Soup Plantations, buffet locations are closing permanently. The coronavirus has taken another victim at this time, the all-American favorite, all-time favorite salad bar and buffet. They're shutting their doors for good. Now, in 2000, hold on, where is it at? Now, the place started in 1983. Its prime locations were over 130 locations across the United States. However, in 2018, the company filed bankruptcy and causing about 30 locations to shutter. And now it looks like all the Sweet Tomatoes and Soup Plantations, it's kind of variances thereof, locations will no longer be in business. Now, if you don't know what these type restaurants are, or if you don't have one in your area, it's when you first walk in, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. First of all, with the coronavirus and all that stuff, all those buffets are going away. It was a salad bar as long as, it was probably a good 75 feet long. It had pre-made salads, pasta salads, just, things of spinach, raw iceberg, whatever. And all the fucking toppings that you want. And they must have had at least 24 different dressings. Hence, I love the zesty Italian that they had. It was so, you can feel it like right behind your jaw. When you get it and you're like, right behind your jaw, right under there, you're salivating when you think of something like that. And then once you paid at the register, they gave you like a cup, because it was a fountain cup or a fountain drink thing, and they gave you a soup bowl. And then once you got past the guards, the cashiers, it opened it up into, they had a homemade soup where they made everything in everything was kept warm in a double boiler. They had these big 5-gallon things of soup, and they wouldn't have them every day. They wouldn't have those soups every day, but they would make them every day. So like it would be split pea and vegetable and vegetarian this and chili and all that stuff. And then the next day you might have 4 of the same ones, and then like 2 of them they would only do on Thursday. Then they had a pasta bar. Then they had a dessert bar. You can see where I'm going with this. They had everything once you paid. It was like $8.99. All you can eat salad bar. You can go back to salad bar if you want. Well, they're all closing down because obviously, the whole social distancing and touching and wiping and mask and gloves and walking down the wrong way of the aisles. So unfortunately, Sweet Tomatoes, Soup Plantation, they will no longer be available out there for us fans of your lovely salad bar. I know it's sad because, every time we go down there, we're like going, oh man, I wish you could go to Sweet Tomatoes, and then, shutting down us, letting us down. Well, that's part of what we're going through right now. Speaking of letting us down, what would happen if you were 19 years old and you went to deposit your check at a local ATM and you put your check in the ATM? The kid doesn't have direct deposit. Bear with me. Go with the story, all right? So the kid deposits his check in the ATM and looks down at the ground and sees a bag with the bank's logo on it sitting on the ground. What would you do? When we come back, we'll dive into that story here in just a little bit. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us, share us, like us, comment, do all the good stuff that gets us out to you and your friends and stuff. I see the numbers all the time. I check them every week. I'm noticing a lot of numbers out there in the California area. We appreciate you guys out there sharing us. We're spreading in a good way. We're spreading through the western coast, and also overseas. I'm seeing big numbers from France and Ireland, which is weird. Maybe they're bouncing back and forth and spreading us around there and throughout the whole UK area. So, thumbs up to you. Cheerio. Hopefully you're catching on what's going on here at Deacon Live, and we appreciate all you guys out there listening and sharing us as well. And also the flyover states. I see Ohio, Wyoming, Colorado. I see you guys as well. These little clusters of downloads and stuff, which is really, really cool to see on a map. One thing I'd like to see is just me personally getting into bathing habits. I am so tired of taking a soap bottle and tipping the lid off of it, pouring it over, squeezing out, flipping it back over, half the soap comes off, down it runs. Can we just make hand pumps for everything? I know they make them where you have to refill them. They make them on the wall and hand pump. I just wish everything had that hand pump on top of it. That's all I want. I wish we had it. Or someone made a universal size that would just screw on to all my shampoos and stuff, so I didn't have to touch them and flip them over. I can get a little paranoid. Plus, it's just so much convenient. I don't have to pick the thing up. Listen to me. First world problem. Pick the thing up. Either unscrew the cap or flip the cap up. Flip it over. Pour it onto my little loofah. And then flip the cap back on it. Rinse it off because soaps run down the side. Rinse it off so it doesn't leave these funny color stripes on the bottle. Set it down and then start my bathing process. But I just want something simple. I know someone's going to buy me one of those. It's like 4 chambers and you fill them up and then you just push the button on the wall. I had one of those before. Oh, you ever open one of those up after a couple of years? It's all black moldy inside. It's like where the thing disperses. If you don't clean that shit, ugh, it's nasty. My wife could say a couple things about my cup my daily cup that I drink out, a big thermos mug. I never rinse that thing out. Well, I do rinse it out, but she's always like, oh, I think there's things growing in your Bubba mug. And I'm like, well, not dead yet. Not dead yet. Someone who is glad they're not dead yet. So you go up to the bank. This kid right here, 19 years old. Oops, wrong screen there. Shouldn't see that one. And if you're watching this on the Deacon Live video section of the podcast, hey, how are you? Waving to you. A New Mexican teenager found $135,000 next to an ATM. Instead of walking away with it, he called the police. I know. Why? Here he is. I don't want to put the bank's name up there, but there you can see it on the screen. He was on a mission to buy socks for his grandfathers. He just helped them find the right ones online, and after the elderly man had no fucks, right? No luck of finding them in the stores. The teenage son helped him find them online. So the 19-year-old just needed to deposit some money into his bank so he could make the online purchase. When he tried to make the deposit at the local ATM in his area, he made an astonishing find. And what he did next earned him the praise and a bit of fame from New Mexico's most populous city. He pulled his truck alongside the machine. He spotted a clear plastic bag on the ground. It was a foot-long sack. 50s and $20 bills were inside, he said. He said, 50s and 20s were inside, he said. He didn't know what to do. It was like dreaming, he told CNN. It was like dreaming. Like the boxes and the stuff and the bills on the side. I was in shock. I was looking for myself, just thinking, what should I do? Nunez never considered keeping the cash for all sorts. I know, horrible. Here come the letters. Deacon@profitradio.com. Make sure you spell my name right. That's all I ask for you. He was thinking it was some kind of trick. Someone was going to pull up behind him and kidnap him. Actually, what happened was two officers arrived after he called it in, and the teenager handed over the money. The officers counted the cash, and it was $135,000 even. What happened was there was a subcontracted company, and they were doing work on the ATM, and then they were going to put this money back into the ATM. So now we know there's at least $135,000 in an ATM, and the subcontracted company, one of the worksmen, didn't put the bag in the fill it up. Hey, Joe, you got that over there? Yeah, I'll get it there, Tommy. I'll put it in there. You just go right ahead. Go on home to your lovely wife there and have yourself a... I don't know why they're Jersey guys in New Mexico, but for this instance, they are. Hey, yeah, go on home to your pregnant wife. She's cooking one hell of a matzo ball thing. Now they're Jewish. I don't know. So, whatever. The ball was dropped, and they left the bag outside the ATM, and this kid came up, 19 years old. Little chunky kid right there. There you go. Look at him. So he picked it up, called the police, said, hey, found some money out here. Found some money out here, mister. Please help me. So I don't know what... Do they have a way of checking serial number wise? If that would... All right, well, when we come back, I'll jump into our new segment here called Are You Ready for the Lies? You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right Welcome back to Deacon Live. If you want to contact me in any way, you can email me at deacon@profitradio.com if you have any news stories, any kind of pictures you want to share, if you have any comments, anything you want to talk about, just let me know. Just you can do it in email form, which is fine. If you want to be even cooler, you know what's cooler than that? Is if you go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and click on, there's a little blue bar at the bottom of the page that says Be Heard. It's a little short little bar. You click on that, opens up a microphone on whatever device you're listening to us to, or wherever you go to the internet, and opens up a microphone on your device, and you just talk right into, make sure your microphone's active, if you got a microphone. And what you do is you just say, hey, Deacon love the show, hate the show, or what did you mean by this? And I don't agree with that. And you hit click, put in an email address in there. I'm not capturing your emails. Believe me, I'm not doing, I got enough shit to do without having, I got enough shit to do with the horses and shit without having to sit here and send you mass bullshit emails that you're never going to read anyway. So it's stupid. But what it does, it just allows me to associate, an email with whoever sends me something. That's all it does. And you can put a fake name up there if you want, unless your email's got your full name in it. It doesn't matter. And then we'll play it on the air. So one thing, I don't know if you guys have been out going to fast food. Have you noticed that, let me start by saying this. So I went grocery shopping today, and I was going to make a meal that required kielbasa. And I noticed on the shelf that all the kielbasa was gone. Kielbasa, Polish sausage, you guys familiar with that? It was all empty on the shelves. I'm like, well, maybe the shipment didn't come in and stuff. And I forgot, and I realized I saw a story that Wendy's has taken their hamburgers off the menu because there is a meat shortages because all the meat packing plants, Thank God the candy factory's not good. The fudge packing plant would be wide open. Anyways, San Francisco. So the meat packing plants are shutting down because, there's over, I forget how many cases, over 5,000 cases between all these different meat packing plants that they were finding coronavirus. That affects you and me, but on the tail end of that, what about the animals? What about the people, the farmers and stuff that have animals getting ready to be slaughtered for us? So here you go. This is a small little article. I'll dive into this, and then we'll get into my news segment. This video is here provided by KXXV TV.
As meatpacking plants and slaughterhouses adjusted their operations to slow the spread of the coronavirus, the resulting slowdown in business broke the supply chain. That put the Texas cattle business, a $12.3 billion a year business, in jeopardy, and it left families, in some places, scrambling for something to put on the table. Nicholas Alvarez has trouble making a grocery list these days because he never knows what he'll find, or not.
So the video, I just noticed it. They show, of course, typical on the scene news reporter. As the guy's talking, they show, a video of the bodega that the kid's going in. So there's something on the floor, and the kid's probably like mid-30s. He bends over, literally butt crack showing. Let me, if you're watching the video, let me see if I can.
Grocery list these.
There you go, butt crack, nice wide butt crack. Thank you, good representation.
Because he never knows what he'll find, or not, at the grocery store. He says meat shelves have looked particularly bare lately.
Everything's empty and it's kind of creepy.
The coronavirus pandemic slowed meat production, with the U.S. producing 35% less beef and an almost equal reduction in pork.
Yeah, it dropped plumb to the bottom.
It didn't just hurt consumers. It really put the hurt on Texas cattle ranchers like Craig Travers. Texas has more than 12% of the nation's cattle, more cows than 43 states have people. And right now, Travers can hardly get a dime for any of them.
Yeah, the prices aren't good enough for us, It's not enough to pay our bills, and the profit margin just isn't there.
So he had a great solution, which I didn't know that we were doing this. But listen a little further as this farmer out in Texas had a better solution for what's going on.
Somebody's making a profit because meat prices have already started going up more than 8%, and ground beef in some places up 50%. Jubilee Food Market manager Robert Lopez struggles to stay ahead of the curve to give his customers the best price he can.
Talk to my buyers or the people that I order my groceries from to see what is available, and because we do get deliveries once a week, to see what I can get at the same time frame before things go up.
It's even hit hamburger joints like Wendy's, where in some states as many as 1 in 3 restaurants don't have enough ground beef. Wendy's says its problem will last a few weeks, but Craig Travers doesn't see his cattle business recovering for about a year. His solution?
We need to quit importing beef.
Nick Alvarez agrees.
I never knew that we were importing beef like that.
He'd rather eat local than depend on mass-produced food of unknown origin. Meantime, his secret to navigating price hikes and meat shortages? Flexibility.
You can use pork, you can use chicken, you can use shrimp, you can use whatever, just because your recipe calls.
This dude is high as hell.
For this one certain item, you don't have to use that certain item.
The president put the meat industry under the Defense Production Act, meaning he has more authority to regulate the business and keep slaughterhouses open and the supply chain running. But with workers upset and worried about their health, not even a presidential order can guarantee a steady supply of meat for now.
So they're saying that, we're importing meat from other places and stuff, and that's what's causing the price to go up. They're like, oh, you guys are short on meat. Let's jack our prices up for whatever meat that we're getting from like Brazil and I'm sure South America and stuff for cattle and whatnot. So why don't we turn around and our beef prices should lower? Well, because our processing plants are shutting down because people are not going to work. They're scared. I'm scared of my health. Is what I am. And I wish I would have found $135,000 in a bag. I'd have been gone. All right, when we come back, we'll jump into Are you ready for the lies? This should be fun. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Deacon Live. You can call us anytime at 407-448-8800. Text us live at any time in the Queen City studio located just outside of Marshville in a beautiful little town we like to call... a beautiful little town... hold on. I got to start that over. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and make sure you follow us on Twitter. Shit. Now I'm getting all stupid. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You can give us a call anytime at 407-448-8800. We are live from the Queen City studio located just outside of Charlotte, in a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. You can email me at deacon@prophetradio.com with all your questions, comments, concerns. Make sure you go to Prophet Radio, click on the Be Heard section, and click that little bar there. Opens up a microphone. You can leave us a voice message. Comes straight to my email, that exact email that I just gave you. I open it up, play it right here on the air, and boom, you're famous. Now, I created this little segment called, Are You Ready for the Lies? Because it was a joke between myself and a good friend of mine. He always thought I was lying about stuff when I told him, like, all these little facts and things that are going on. So this is a little segment in dedication. I don't know how long it's going to run, but it's called Are You Ready for the Lies? Here's the first one. I'm sure you've seen it in the news. Dog the Bounty Hunter just got married. That's right. He married Francis Fran. Yep. First name, Francis. Oh, here we go. France. Last name, Frane. Francie Fran. Just got engaged. This comes after 10 months after Beth, his longtime wife, got married. So Dog Bounty Hunters got married. He's getting married. The New York Police Department actually has 2 full-time officers based on to control or discover or investigate the New York City has a beekeeping unit with only 2 full-time officers whose job is to solely focus on any issues related to bees in the city. So maybe they have maybe these 2 guys are going to get maybe 2 more guys because of this whole murder hornets and stuff. I guess that would fall under the bee category. Maybe not. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Play-Doh. Before it was known as Play-Doh, was actually a cleaner for walls and wallpaper when coal was being used to heat homes. After World War II, the coal was phased out by natural gas to heat homes, and near bankruptcy, the company pivoted, just like all these breweries and stuff have pivoted. You know, instead of making beer, they're making hand sanitizer. Has pivoted to become one of the most successful toy companies in the world. That's Play-Doh. You ready for the lies? Here's lots of lies. Heintz, your favorite ketchup, has now, for all you puzzle people out there, has now released a puzzle based on Heintz ketchup. Well, what does that look like, Deacon? It's 570 pieces of just ketchup. And when I say just ketchup, it's red. It's just red. It's a red ketchup puzzle, 570 pieces. You can go to Heintz.com, look for that. 570 pieces, and they're all red. So based on hopefully you have good eyesight, and you can see the difference in shapes and things. I know. I don't know. Sometimes I make shit up. Are you familiar with... Oh, here we go. This is the one that's going to get my wife. She's like, nah, that's not going to happen. Are you familiar with Sludge Fest? If you're not familiar with Sludge Fest, there's a Toronto-based electronic musician named Brian Borchhead, who's best known for his work with Holy Fuck. Literally, that's the name. Is behind the Chipmunks, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and taking all their albums and slowing them down to 16 RPMs. Now, if you don't believe me, this is a very famous song from the 80s. Oops. This is a very famous song from the 80s that you guys should know. And here we go. So there you go. That's Chipmunk Son, 16 Speed, if you can find them. And the name of the album is called Sludgefest. And all it is all the album and Chipmunk songs slowed down to 16 RPMs. And what you don't know is when they originally made the Chipmunk songs, the guy who, I forget the guy's name who did it, sang normal and just sped it up to 78. So, I mean, there's no news there. He just kind of reverse engineered it, and now he's a millionaire or something out there. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for sending me emails, sending me stories, texting, comment, and doing all the stuff that you do for DeaconLive and making DeaconLive as famous and as possible, and for all your support and all your love and sympathies and hugs and kisses and likes and care shares and all that stuff. So on behalf of you guys listening to us, I'd like to thank you. My name is the Deacon, saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
This is the absolute end.
Écoute-moi.